we're going to fill up a fan brush. With some green color. What we use for the mountain, that mixture, a little bit of sap green, maybe some phthalo green. We want a darker color, but a little bit on the green side. So we're going to put evergreen trees along here. So what we're going to do is have distant evergreen trees, so we're going to tap down. And just tap, just barely where it's touching the canvas. Tap down, straight down. Maybe up over here you'll start out with higher. Higher trees. And make them smaller as you get closer towards the middle. It kind of makes it, adds a little touch to it. I'm going to add a thin little bit of paint thinner, because that'll help stick to the canvas. It'll help stick to the color that's already on there. Because a thin paint will stick to a thick paint every time. And just tapping down. Edge of the brush and just tapping. Start over here. Really doesn't much matter over here, because we're going to be filling this in here with some other. This is going to give you a look of distant trees. Excuse my back. And when you're putting these in, you want to put them at different heights, because trees don't grow all the same. And if you notice, there's that mist that's going to give you separation in between each layer. So you want to just keep on tapping down, getting different shades as you're tapping. Once you started that, once you started putting the paint in, it kind of blended in. Kind of made it exactly what you're looking for. A little bit more. Darken this side in. Wherever you think. Now you're going to take a brush and you're going to tap it in and blend it. You're going to mist it to give you that other layer, misty. It's going to kind of diffuse the bottom of it too. Kind of blends it in. Lift up, gives you more of the effect of the trees, the tops of them. Mist it. After you've done that, we're going to put some more color in, and we're going to make more of a line, more of some landscape with the same colors. I added a little bit more paint thinner to the the colors. And what we're going to do now is come in here and tap. And these are going to be, this is going to be part of the land coming down. You use a darker color, and it gives you your shadow and your shape. This can come right over here, add a little bit more color. This is going to come right over here. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Down with some land. Keep loading my palette knife or my fan brush so I can get the texture of the trees. And we really don't much care what's going on here. Because we're going to fill all that in. Now we're going to mist some more. Pull up. Cut across. Trying to find out and decide where you want your land at. All your trees. Take the dark color. And we're going to make your land now. Where your land would be. Tap it in. Just tap it. Just barely tap it. I'm going to take a 2-inch brush. You're going to pull down right where you think the land should be. Right where you made your little lines, your marks. That's going to be the start of where your water is going to be. You can pull that down right into the water, and you can start some reflections of your mountain and the trees. Barely go over. You just want to mist it. We're going to fill this in later here. I'm going to take a palette knife, little roll of paint. We're going to cut in, just barely tapping. Water line. Wherever you think. Wherever you think it might be. That's what makes it fun about painting with wet on wet. You never make mistakes, you have happy accidents. Okay, after we've done that, we've got that pretty much set up the way we want it. We're going to come in with some dark color again. Sticking with the dark color is good. the mountain color. We'll add sap green, phthalo green, more phthalo green. We're going to start out and we're going to put a mountain here, just tapping it. See how I'm tapping? Just the angle you want. Doesn't really matter so much what it looks like, and let's say we're going to put one over here. Just tap it. See that? That starts it. And you just fill it in. Same thing on the other side. We're just going to tap it. Maybe down here, since we're going to have some other trees, we'll tap some land down here. Kind of break it. Make that part. It's okay to have different shades in that because we're going to fill all this in. Once we tap it all in, fill it all in, you can always change your angles. So we're just going to tap all this in right now, but it's all going to change once we put our highlights in. And then you're going to see all the depth and the color, and the different shades that you might want to use. You know, the different where the sun's hitting more on one side than the other. You can have it lighter, darker. This is just filling it in. Just a little bit of time consuming with this, but once you get it filled in, you'll see how we start the color process and the shading. And you want to leave some dark areas. And the color we put on here is going to work good because we're going to put the lighter colors and it's going to pull this dark color and mix it. And you're going to see the nice colors that you're looking for. Nice yellows in the grass and little grassy areas growing. And you can change this however you want. Like I said, there's no mistakes. You can change it as you go. Fix the angles. Whatever you'd like to do there. We're going to take the dark color, a little bit of paint thinner, and we're going to put in some trees now. I'm going to bring the land up to it later after we get the trees in. But for right now, fill the fan brush up, really load it up on both sides. I'm going to take the corner, the very edge. I'm going to start out with to make a big tree. Let's say the tree starts right here. And that's where it should be. Let's make another one here. So all you got to do is tap. Now what you want to do is start at the very top and tap it with that corner. And you're going to go across. And you'll see as I barely tap. And you're going to go across as you think it should look in real life. I'm adding a little bit more paint thinner. You can start on this one. You can start the branches wherever you want. Leave gaps. That's all good. Because that's the way nature is. Nature is not perfect and there is no straight trees. You just keep tapping till you get the look you're looking for. Add your trunk in there. Tap. More paint. Tap it down and it gets darker, darker. And it really doesn't matter much what goes on down here. Okay, now we got 3 more here. We're going to put 3 more. One small one here. Taller one next to it. And one next to that, different size. Do the same thing we did there. Barely tap. Turn the brush around. Tap it. Start out up here. Take the corner and just tap it. Tap it how you want it to look, each branch. Keep loading the fan brush up because it keeps taking the paint. All the way down. Okay, now we're going to load it up some more. Some more of the green. And we got one tree over here. It's going right there. Wherever you think. The corner of the brush. Darker as you get closer to the ground. Tap it like back and forth. Okay, once you got that done, you take your palette knife and just scrape in right from the very tip. Kind of adds a little texture to it. Here and there and here. Since you got the palette knife out, what you like to do is take the palette knife itself, because you put the liquid white on, you can make sticks and twigs now just by scraping it with this palette knife. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this would take you a lot longer to do with the liner brush. Here you can put them in anywhere you want.